Okay, and then the last thing to know about selecting things is the interactive selection methods, right? So instead of writing a query to select a certain set of things, if you have only a few things, you can of course use the selection button here, and it's going to do the same types of things. But there's some tricks to using this. So if I click on it just once, it'll do this classic square selector. So I can select things in the square, and then of course when I go in the attribute table, those things are selected, right? Then of course I can do the same types of things. I can export it to a new database. I can create a layer from that, you know. So like, you know, if I was really lazy, I would, and I wanted to select Michigan, I could just be like, boom, select it. You know, it's not actually borders of Michigan, but you can imagine trying to do that like with, okay, I'm going to select this, and then I'm going to select this, and I'm going to get the corners in here, you know, like by hand, like to get just that state. So that's kind of the power of doing it with the query, but you can do it like this. I just wanted to mention that if you do it like that, and I do end up doing this a lot too, you go to the, all right, so we know about the list by drawing order section, we know about the list by source section where you can see your database, but this other one is helpful too, this list by selection. So this is the things that are selectable, like period, right? So it can be really helpful to only have one thing selectable that you actually want to select, because right now everything is selectable. So if I drew a box, I just selected everything in that box, and like that's not helpful, right, to figuring out what you want to do. But if I want to do my Michigan thing, and I just right click on counties and I say selection, make this the only selectable layer, then it'll only let me select counties. And then if I look at the select this thing, you can see it put counties up here by itself, and it lit up this little thing that makes it the only selectable object. So if I wanted to select counties and cities, I click on that little button, and then I can draw a box, and it will allow me to select both those things. So like, you know, now I can select cities and counties. And if I go to the selection thing and I add in interstates, now I can select cities, counties, and interstates. But if I remove interstates and counties, oh, you gotta click on that little button, and they move like down. Now it's just selecting cities, because that's the thing on the top here with the lit up. And it gives you a little number how many things are selected. So it just makes it easier to pick it out, you know, like I find myself doing that a lot. And then just to mention it, I don't use this stuff very often. Oh, I guess, so you can draw a circle for selecting things. You know, I don't have a use case for that. But I guess if you were like in a city and you wanted to select the things going out for like, you know, from the center of the city. But the other thing I wanted to tell you is a lot of the time when you see me doing demos and things, I will have, for example, this open, and I'll click on this the nub over here, and that's the other way to select things, which is sometimes helpful, right? Because like I showed you, you can sort by state, click on the first record, and then hold shift and click on the last record, and that selected all of Alabama, just the same as if I had put in state name equals Alabama in the selection thing. And you know, if I do that and then I right click on one of them, I can say zoom to, and it takes me to just that one. I thought it would take me to all of them. Actually, let me see if I... Oh yeah, this little button here, zoom to selected, will take me to the things that are selected. So again, that was like right up here. Like, so these are pretty helpful, like buttons, like zoom to selected, clear selection, switch selection, and select by attributes is actually a little button here, so you get that little window. So they're expecting you to want to go in and select things, you know. It's kind of what they set you up for. It's just not obvious right away.